Hey there, it's Odessa Kyleman, and I am here to say congratulations, because if you're watching this video, there's a good chance either one, you're buying a home and your offer was just accepted, or two, you're thinking about buying a home. So congratulations in either place. It is an exciting time, and I am here to help make it easy, to help you feel empowered, to help you feel confident, and to know what's coming next on your home journey and be your advocate the whole way. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the top 7 things to do as soon as your offer is accepted. So first is to deposit your earnest money with the escrow company. Don't give the money to anybody else. Don't click on links and emails, but call your escrow officer. They should be spelled out in the contract, or I'll send you the information on who they are, or your realtor were. If you didn't use me, shame. But you want to deposit your earnest money with the title company. Your escrow officer will give you instructions, and there's typically 3 ways they'll accept your earnest deposit. First, you could go to the escrow office and just drop off a check. That's easy. The second one, they can send a courier to you to pick up a check. Even easier. And third is a wire transfer. If you're not local, or for whatever reason you prefer a wire transfer, that's great too. Again, get the instructions from your escrow officer directly, verbally, and then they'll send you a secure email to confirm, and you can send in a wire transfer for your earnest deposit. So this needs to be kicked off as soon as your contract is accepted, and your earnest deposit should be in the escrow company's hands within 24 hours is a pretty normal practice, but it does need to be done as soon as possible. So the second item you need to do is schedule a general home inspection. Make sure you get a referral for this, because it is such an important job. You need a great home inspector. What they're going to do is typically spend about 3 hours in the house going through everything. They're going to check to make sure the outlets work. They're going to check the AC or the heat, make sure it blows cold air or hot, depending on the season. They're going to check the faucets. They're going to make sure the dishwasher runs. They're going to make sure, some of them check the microwave. And they're going to look at things that we never think to look at, like they're going to open and close all the windows. These are things that a good home inspector should do. And as an example, something that came up that was kind of minor, but crazy that we didn't see it, is we had a house one time that one of the bedroom's doors was actually too big for the door frame. So when the inspector went to check the door and make sure that it closes and that it's level, he couldn't actually close it. Can you imagine? They put the wrong size door on. Crazy. These are things that a home inspector will find. Even on new builds, you need to get a home inspector. I had a new build once that they went up in the attic and they found out the builder forgot to put the insulation in. Can you imagine? Anyway, home inspector, very important. Use resources, recommendations from your realtor, use Google, use Yelp, find a great home inspector. Schedule the inspection, they'll go through, figure everything out, and then they'll give you a walkthrough where you meet them at the property, either in person or virtually, and they will describe to you all of the issues that they found, and if you'd like, go through and point them out to you so you can actually see them in person. It's really helpful, and it's a huge part of your inspection. So item number 3 is to decide if you want a sewer line inspection. So what is that and why is it important? Well, on newer homes, a sewer line inspection isn't something that most people would do, and that's fine, because newer sewer lines are ABS, and typically you're not going to have a ton of huge vegetation growing over the sewer lines. But as those houses are older, there are a couple big ticket items that could potentially go wrong. So the first is when you look at houses from back in the 60s or before, in the Phoenix area, they used to use a kind of material called Orangeburg. And Orangeburg pipe, so this is your sewer pipe going through the ground, is actually like layers of paper that have bonded together. And as you can imagine, flowing liquids through paper for 60 years, that stuff is deteriorating, and replacing sewer lines is a very costly item. So what a sewer company will do is they'll use a scope. They'll go in through the vents on the roof. They might go through sewer cleanouts that you'll find on the ground outside the home. And they're going to take a camera and they're actually going to do a little video going all the way through the sewer line so you can see what they look like inside. So if you have Orangeburg, that's a big no-no. That needs to be replaced. If you have clay, they're going to be looking for cracks. Sometimes you get bellies, little dips in there, clogs, things like that, or even root intrusions. Anything that can obstruct the flow of items that need to leave your house, and we don't want them to get backed up. So sewer line inspection, optional, but definitely important for older homes. So number 4, get a quote for homeowners insurance. And that may seem like something you can put off, but let me explain why it's important to do during your inspection period before you submit your inspection notice to the seller. Homeowners insurance will become part of your monthly mortgage payment. When they talk about PITI, it's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. So we need to make sure that we know what that insurance payment's going to be, because if it's going to bump your mortgage payment out of a place where you feel comfortable, you need to know that as soon as possible and before your inspection period is closed. So I have a home insurance agent that we've been using for years. He's fantastic. Let me know if you'd like that resource, or again, talk to your friends, family, neighbors, see who they use for homeowners insurance and call them. You can get a couple quotes for this to make sure you're getting the best deal. But you do want to get your quote for homeowners insurance. One of the gotchas that could happen for that is maybe you didn't realize there's a floodplain that goes by and you might need flood insurance, and that can be expensive. So again, get your quote for homeowners insurance during your inspection period. Okay, number 5 is to work with your lender. So before you actually purchase the home, before you submitted the offer, you likely got a pre-qualification form. And that's great. That's a preliminary qualification. But now that you have a contract, you have a closing date, you have a home address, you have actual tax information, all of those things, your lender has a bunch more work to do, and they need you to complete your actual loan application. So reach out to your lender. We'll make sure they have copies of all the documents they need, and they are going to kick off that formal loan application process. And there's a good chance they're going to be asking you for some more documents, and you want to know that as soon as possible so you can have that loan application process flowing smoothly throughout, because that honestly is what typically takes the longest time in an escrow. Number 6 is to drive the neighborhood. You may have seen the house once, twice, maybe 3 times driving through at different times of day, or maybe it was the same time of day. But before you buy this house, drive the neighborhood as often as you can. Understand what's the vibe on a Friday night, on a Sunday morning, on a Tuesday afternoon. It might be different, it might surprise you, it might not, but better to find out now during your inspection period than after you have the keys and it's too late to move. You want to listen for things like dogs barking, see if you see a lot of people outside. Is there a school or a church nearby that's going to cause a lot of traffic? Are you okay with that? I don't know, but use your time whenever you can to drive the neighborhood. And number 7 is to use the resources in the buyer advisory. So we entered the contract, you would have signed off on a document called a buyer advisory. I'll have a whole nother video on that. But in that document, there are links to all types of resources. You can find out more information about schools. You can find out more information about, we talked about flood zones. You can find more information about crime statistics, registered sex offenders. There are a ton of links in that buyer advisory. And once you know the house you're looking at, you can use those resources to find out more about the neighborhood. And I do highly recommend that you use that. So those are the 7 things that I recommend to all buyers when they're getting ready to purchase a home once their contract is accepted. I hope you found this video very helpful, very informative. My job as a realtor is to make you feel empowered and confident in your home buying journey, and I am here as a resource to help. If you're buying in the Phoenix, Arizona area, I hope you use me as a resource. Reach out. I'm here helping buyers and sellers every day. If you're looking somewhere else, reach out. I can potentially help you connect with great realtors in the area where you are home shopping. So thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Like and subscribe for more. Odessa Kyleman, and have a great day. Thanks.